Hi, this is Moon Heart Readings. Thanks for stopping by my channel. It's been a while. I have not posted because the universe has continually found a way to prevent me from posting. And that's okay. It's because there was a particular message or energy, I should say, that I was forced to sit with and fully feel. So usually what happens is when I do get these messages, I will then just release them and then I just go about my business. And I'm the same in life too. So I'm a very fast replier. So I'm one of those people who, if you contact me, I'll get back to you fairly quickly. And it's not because I'm hyper needy or anything like that. It's just because I don't like sitting with the energy, that pending energy. So I like to just get rid of it. And then it's up to you to do what you will with it. But in this case, there was a very specific message that's coming from a masculine, and it's come through in a song. And this time I am very, very grateful because, sometimes I say, oh, I've had this song and I don't particularly like the song. This is actually one of my all-time favorite songs. So it's been pleasant sitting with the actual song. But yes, the energy has been very, very overwhelming. Not in a bad way. It's like love overwhelm. I do believe somebody's feeling quite lovesick. But yeah, I had to feel it. I had to feel it. So I'm going to be singing that shortly. But before I do, I've got a list here of things that I need to talk about. And when I say I need, they're things that I've been asked to speak about. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of them in the one reading. And I'm finding myself feeling a bit nervous. I haven't been nervous in ages. Not since the very first reading I ever did. And I was nervous then. I've since deleted it because it's so cringe. I've deleted it, but I was so nervous, not because I was camera shy, but I was actually nervous because I didn't know why I was here. I was, as I've said in a couple of the videos, I was basically given a nudge, a persistent nudge to open a YouTube channel, which wasn't an easy thing for me to do because I'm a really private person. I don't even have social media. I'm very protective of my energy, being an empath that feels and absorbs everything. And yes, I can spit it all out, but it takes a bit of work, and I'd rather use that energy for other things, like being a good mum, for one, and creating things. But what was I saying? Yeah, so it was really, really hard for me to open a YouTube channel. I didn't want to do it. And the thing is, I watched YouTube channels for years prior to opening my own, and they're all these tarot channels are speaking to the feminines. And so I kind of thought, well, I don't even know why you need me. I mean, the market is saturated, and I don't even watch them anymore. I had gone off them. And so I thought, what is it that you need me to say? They're okay. There's plenty of wonderful tarot readers talking to feminines. And they just said, we'll tell you, each reading at a time, we'll tell you, just trust us. And then, yeah, that was the surprise. It turned out that I'm talking to masculines because there aren't really tarot channels. And I'm not really a tarot channel, am I? I mean, I think it's more like I don't know what to call it. I don't like saying life coaching channel because, I don't have life completely right myself. I don't like the sound of it. Sounds like I've got tickets on myself or something, but whatever I am, I just talk to people, I guess, and maybe encourage them to think and explore things about themselves. It's an honest channel. There you go. That's what it is, with a bit of tarot in it as well. But yeah, I'm talking to masculines, and so the message that's going to come out is for the masculines. I'm tempted almost to start with it, but I won't. No, I won't. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Sorry, I put a dress on and realized it's actually a little bit too small. I bought it the other day without trying it on because I can be quite impulsive and impatient. Yeah, I don't know what a life coach would say about that. Maybe just take the 5 minutes to try the dress on. I thought it would fit. Apparently, I'm not a size 8 up the top, so I'm just going to cover it with my hair because I put it on and I couldn't be bothered putting something else on. What was I going to say? Okay, so first of all, roulette I've written down. Let's go. So I was shown a while back in a meditation, I was shown a roulette wheel and how, when it spins very, very quickly, when it's at full speed, that is basically us, all of our souls combined, at the root of everything. We are all one. We all vibrate as one, okay? It's an extremely high vibrational frequency. There is no separation. Now, what happens is, as we get lower and lower down the planes or realms, whatever you want to call them, and I'm just going to say, I haven't said this before, but I'm going to say it now, I've actually visited all of them up to level 13. Okay, think of it as an elevator. Okay, we are on level 3. I have visited all of them. Why am I able to do that? Well, because I always choose my heart. I always have. And the universe opens its secrets to those who follow their heart. But it's also, if you think of it almost like those board games you play. I grew up playing, board games. I know there were computer games too, but I always liked the practical things. I just did. The things that you can touch. Same with Tara, I love the pictures and things that you can actually physically touch. Same reason I still prefer a book to reading something online. I'm not saying I don't read. I read most things online actually, but I love a book. I'm reading what's his name? Sean Carroll's Something Deeply Hidden right now. And he's a very interesting, not astrophysicist, why do I want to say that? Quantum physicist. Anyway, sorry, that's my ADHD. I'm going off on a tangent again. What was I talking about? Oh, don't do this to me now. I wish I had someone here saying, you were talking about this. What was I talking about? Yes. So everyone gets their gifts. Yeah, it's beautiful. Shakespeare had it right. The world is a stage and we all get our gifts. I am so in awe of practical people. Sometimes I just watch people building houses. They built some absolutely gorgeous houses down the end of my street, and I just love watching people do that. I would love nothing more than to someday, I want to wear like the whole rig out and have like the builder's crack showing and just like build a wall or something. I find that very exciting because, I wasn't made that way. So we all have incredible gifts. Don't even get me started on scientists. I sometimes have fantasies of just being in a room full of scientists and just listening, So we have people for everything, and it's beautiful, and it's what makes life exciting. And back to that roulette wheel. Okay, so going into other planes is what I can do. That's my thing. And I didn't always have that. It's something that started a couple of years ago. And that was after many years of very, very disciplined meditation. But, it was also because my heart was in the right place. It wasn't about curiosity or, looking really good. I don't mean looking good physically. I mean just, like, oh, look at me, look what I can do. It was never about that. It was never about ego is what I'm trying to say. And it was always just about, how can I be of assistance in this world, So anyway, back to that roulette wheel. Once you start to get further and further down the planes, then you can see, can't you, the balls separate, yeah, and they all become individual balls. And you can see them more and more clearly the slower it gets. So I was shown that, and I did think to myself that could just because I love roulette. I love roulette. That's my game. I write screenplays as well in my spare time, and one of my screenplays actually starts off at a roulette wheel. So I love roulette, and so there's that little voice of doubt in me saying, how do I know that this isn't just my imagination? And so I then kept getting this nudge to read Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. I kept getting the nudge. So I went with it. That's how they work, those nudges, pay attention. And I read it, and sure enough, he mentioned the roulette wheel. Yeah, he did. So that's 2. That was 2 of them. But then I actually experienced it for myself. So it became a trinity. I experienced it for myself this weekend, actually. And all I'll say is I took something, and I've taken many things in my life that have had different effects. But for the first time in my life, I actually felt it. I was everywhere. I was, back in my childhood home. I was there, and it was completely real. And then I saw things in the future, but I was there. I didn't see them. I was there. I was literally everywhere. And I use the word literally, not in the annoying way that I know sometimes I do it too, I use the word literally sometimes when it's not literal at all, but this actually was as I felt it. I was literally there. Time just kept jumping, and then I'd be like, oh, that's right, I'm here, aren't I? I'm here. And I'd be here fleetingly, and then I'd go somewhere else again. And there was no separation. And it was so strange because it was almost like it was a very objective reality, interestingly. I was here and I was there, and but it was so objective. And the reason I had taken this thing was actually because I had a migraine. And that is, you pay a price for most of your wonderful blessings. You do pay a price, and one of the prices that I pay for the gifts that I've been given is migraines. I do get them sometimes in the crown chakra, and it was just, I'd had it for a couple of days, and I just don't want to deal with this anymore. And so I took something, and it's the strangest thing because I could still feel that I had pain in my head, but I didn't care. Yeah, I wonder if the parasympathetic nervous system is a little bit like that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I didn't care. I was aware of it, but couldn't care less. It's very, very, very objective. And so what I want to say is, oh God, there's so much I want to say. I'm just going to quickly say as well that we have, this sort of fight going on between the sciences, between, classical science and then quantum mechanics, and how there's, they've got their theory and they've got their theories, but they don't seem to mesh together. And they're, what's his name? I always want to call him Stephen Fry, who's a linguist, and he's English. No, Sean Carroll. I don't know why I keep getting them mixed up. Well, Sean Carroll does express himself beautifully, that's not fair. How can you be so smart in the world of science and also be so articulate? Not fair. Stop it. Pull it back a bit. Yeah, but anyway, Sean Carroll, he talks about this passion that quantum physicists have to try and find a formula that fits for everything. And I'm thinking they're probably not going to, because I believe from what I've seen that the two truths just coexist. There are two realities, and one does not negate the presence of the other. Okay, but back to what I was saying. Okay, so the effect of the separation. Now, when we do start to separate, so matter becomes, things slow down, and therefore matter can actually stick together and form, the world that we have today. And I don't want to say it's a dichotomy because I feel that's too simplistic. Once we separate, it has an effect on souls. But I don't want to say it separates us into good and evil. That's far too simplistic, okay? So I'm going to say that there's a spectrum. And yeah, at the absolute lowest end of the spectrum, and I promised myself I wouldn't go into it because yeah, I start to talk about it and it makes me want to cry, and I'm not going to cry on camera. But, some of the things that are going on at the moment. I mean, babies getting pulled out of their mother's wombs, kids, babies being beheaded, mass shootings. I'll just leave it there. Leave it right there. That's one end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum, we have altruism, which I'm not going to talk about because it's fairly self-explanatory. And then there's all sorts of things within that spectrum. What I want to say very quickly about the low end of the spectrum, it's so hard when you watch things transpire and think there's absolutely nothing that I can do. It's a very, very awful feeling. I'm going to ask everybody who genuinely does care to please, if you can, take 5 minutes out of every day, right? Just 5 minutes a day. Good time to do it is before bed when you're feeling nice and relaxed. But you choose your own time, your circadian rhythm being what it is. Take 5 minutes out of your day to do a heart chakra meditation. And if you feel like you don't work well unless you're listening to something, there's great binaural beats. They're free on YouTube. Find a heart chakra binaural beat. 5 minutes. Focus on your heart chakra. Try, if you can, focus on the color green. Green is a very, very healing color. I'm just losing my words now, sorry, because I'm still back with what I just said, but I had to say it. Yeah, anyway, the green light ray is a very, very healing ray, okay? Focus on your heart, and once you're actually feeling it, you can actually feel whatever it is you're feeling. You might feel more alive, you might feel full of love, you might feel feelings of overwhelm. That's okay. That's a good thing. Then what I want you to do is try and envision that you are sending that to not just the people who have suffered or are suffering, those who have been left behind after others have been taken brutally, or maybe just feel free to send it to, I'm struggling so much to talk right now, but I'll get it out. Send it to the people who sit at the tables where decisions get made. That's really important. And even if you feel like it's not doing anything, if you do it every day, and everybody who ever watches this channel, right, and I'm never going to close this down. So over time, that'll be a lot of people. Everybody does that. It will. Over time, it will. And at the very least, if you think, nah, it won't, it's not going to hurt anyone. Yeah. Sending love out to the world is never, ever going to hurt this world. So now back to the nice side of the spectrum, and I'm waiting for my words to catch up with me now because they're gone. I'm not going to talk about altruism, but I will talk about the emotion of love and how that is one of the most transformative, no, it is the most transformative emotion there is. You know, be that the love between a mother or father and a child, siblings. I had a tremendously profound connection with my brother who passed away, actually. And that was very transformating, you know, the love and the loss, but both together, yeah, because the love was so strong. And I'm going to quote a beautiful poet, Khalil Gibran, who says, you know, what did he say? The greater that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. That is very true. Anyway, my brother once said to me after he'd passed away, he said, my house and your house are just like my room and your room. I just passed through. And yeah, I felt that this weekend. That is how it works in the cosmos. Anyway, back to love. I almost tempted not to post this, but it doesn't matter. I know it's not a perfect video, but the message is important, so I will post it. And I'm not being funny today. I promised myself I was not going to put pressure on myself to be funny. Comedians do that. Look how depressed most of them are. Yeah. It's not my role today. What was I going to say? Yeah. Okay. So love, in particular though, romantic love. Okay. The song that I'm getting is speaking about romantic love. And yeah, that energy can change people. Yeah. Can really, really change people. Open up people's hearts like nothing else. So I was going to sing a song, and I don't even know if I should now because I feel like I don't think it's going to come out well. But go and listen to the Bee Gees. They do a much better job than what I'm going to do. This particular song has been coming out a week, and it is from somebody's soul. Okay. All right, and I want to say, if you feel this on a visceral level, then either you feel this way about somebody or somebody feels this way about you, okay? And use your intuition. Oh, I knew I forgot something. Okay, very, very quickly. Okay, but I'm going to write it down in case I forget because I'm out of it now. Use your intuition regarding the song. Okay, I will come back to that if I forget. I do have to say this because I said in my last reading I was going to start my next reading with that silly fortune cookie that said something about, yeah, the problem with most people is that they think with their hopes and dreams and fears instead of listening to their mind. I'm not doing fortune cookies anymore. Really, I'm over them. Fundamentally, that's flawed because it's trying to say that, our hearts are really whimsical and our minds know better. No, most people walk around with overactive crown chakras, monkey minds that change, all the time. And they don't know what they want. They're so busy in their head, they're not listening to their heart. Actually, that's the problem. And then even more importantly, they're not listening to their intuition. Intuition is the most important thing in life. And if you don't believe me, believe Einstein. He said, we live in a world where we should have intuition as the master and logic as its faithful servant. But we live in a world where we've flipped that. Look where that's gotten us. Yeah, we're supposed to listen to our intuition. And so, no, actually the heart is the more trustworthy of the two, really, if you have to even have a separation of the mind and the heart. But I don't like that either, fundamentally, because what we're meant to do is actually have everything in alignment so they're not competing with each other. So how do you do that? Well, you balance all your chakras. I'm not going to go into that. That's not this reading. Balance all of them. But yeah, if you're short on time, at the very least, do some third eye meditations, do some heart chakra meditations, and get them in sync. And then they'll be nice co-pilots on the same plane, heading to the same destination. And what is the destination? Well, your intuition will tell you. Right, coming back. I'm going to need a drink after this. So use your intuition regarding the song. Oh, okay. So use your intuition regarding the song I'm about to sing as to whether you are the person who feels this way about somebody or somebody feels this way about you. But all I'm going to say is that you, whoever you are watching this, you're meant to take action. And the reason for that is, as I said, when I first started to listen to these readings, I noticed they were all talking to the feminines. And the surprise was that I'm actually speaking to masculines. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. That is my audience. You are masculines, okay? Either masculines in the sense that you are men, or you are women in your masculine energy. I don't want a bunch of angry people, you know, getting into a gender discussion on my channel. Although I have been very blessed, I've been told that they screen everybody who watches my channel. So I've noticed not a single negative comment since I started a couple of months ago. Very few people get through to this channel for now, so that's a good thing. Thank you. Yeah, if you're in your masculine energy, whoever you are, the masculine energy is about moving forward, taking that step, taking action, okay? I'm just going to say it. Think about sex, right? Look at our organs. How are they made? Who's meant to go in? Who's meant to receive, okay? Yeah, crass, but whatever. You want to hear how crass some of them are up there. So it is for you to take action if you're listening to this, okay? I don't want to sing. I don't think there's ever been a time since I was a little girl on stage that I've wanted to sing less than I do right now. Okay, anyway, I have to do it. How does it start? No, not verse 2. We want verse 1. Why are you giving me verse 2? Okay, all right. There's a light, certain kind of light that never shone on me. And I want my life to be live with you, live with you. There's a way. Everybody say to do each and every little thing. But what does it bring if I ain't got you? If I ain't got you, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, the way I love you. Okay. I do believe they wanted me to sing verse 2. This is the first time I'm ever going to be disobedient and say I'm sorry. I draw the line here. I actually feel dizzy, really faint after that because I was channeling somebody's soul. Okay, last thing I'm going to say, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this too. I was told to tell people for whom my messages really resonate to try re-listening them when they're out for a walk or something so that they're just listening to the messages and not looking at me, because we do get distracted sometimes by what we see. So it would be a different experience. You will process it differently if you re-listen to it. Okay. All right. After all of that, let's get a message. I don't even feel like doing Tara right now. I just want you to know that my legs are completely shaking because I've gotten into his soul space. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm taking a leave of my senses, but I'm just going to try. I don't want to go with them because they're actually with the storyline I've been talking about. I'm just going to try one of these and one of those, one card each. And please just give me the strength to get through these next few minutes. Whew, this is intense. And I'm not on anything right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Healing through challenge. Did I just say? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Healing through challenge was once told, what do they say? Purifying. It is purification, basically. And it hurts to grow. It hurts to heal. It has to hurt if it's to heal. Okay. Because a masculine who's feeling this is in a world of hurt. I know that. Yeah. By the way, you say we don't know what it's like to love somebody like that. How do you know? Don't be so sure about that. You might be surprised. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah! Well, itsy daisies. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try not to puke. I actually feel like puking now. So we have Archangel Gabriel, who is God's messenger. Yeah, that is his role. Even angels have their roles. Yeah, might touch on that one day, but angels have their role. Oh, I know what he wanted to say. His message. I said the Holy Trinity before. There we go. It's a number 3. I was wondering why he came up, because I don't talk to him as much. It's usually Michael and Raphael, but that's what he wanted to say. Yeah, and he's the messenger. It's his message, number 3. Okay, now, this is what they want me to show you. Didn't I just say we have 2 worlds and they coexist and one doesn't negate the presence, or the importance, I should say, of the other? 2 worlds, yeah? And this is that masculine. He's not the only masculine this is for, but this is the treasure. I did say there was a masculine who was building something for a feminine. I said that a couple of readings ago. I think it's called Jesus something, whatever. I'm not myself at the moment, you can probably tell. But I then went and had a read of what this means, by the way. I went and read the book after that and to see what this is. This card is about going through it. Absolutely going through it. You know, the worst possible pain so that you can excavate and find the treasure within yourself. So, that's what it's saying. Healing through challenge, okay? You got this. You can do it, okay? All right, I think that's it. We're going to leave it for today, and I'm going to go for a walk and ground myself. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day, and if you have any questions at all, you want to get in touch with me, but I know my viewers tend to be quite shy. That's okay. You can email me. All the details are there on in the description box, moonheartreadings.com.au. Feel free to send me any emails, and I will get back to you. Love and light.